So, you think you want to buy a house? It's exciting. You've been looking online at listings and you think you're just about ready. Well, are you? Let's find out. The home buying process is intimidating. It's the biggest financial commitment that you're going to make probably in your life. Whether it's this house or a house in the future, there's some big numbers involved in buying a house, and it's a pretty, permanent. It's not a permanent decision, but it's not easily undone. So we want to make sure that you do things the correct way. So, what is the correct way? Where do you start? Well, I think you start first with getting your finances in order. The best place to start on getting your financing in order is just to have a look at your credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com. You can get free copies of your credit reports at least once a year, you get them free once a year. There are 3 credit reporting agencies: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. You would think every one of your credit cards, car payments, all of that would report to all 3, but not everything goes to each one. So you need to check each one to make sure that all the information is accurate. So that's where you start first. Go to your credit reports, find out if your name is correct. Any other names you have used. I have a history with my maiden name years and years and years ago. I was born Deborah, but I've gone by Debbie and Deb and Deborah, so I just make sure all the names are correct, they're spelled right, that they are me and not somebody else. Check that your social security number is right. If it's not, maybe you're not looking at the right person, but you know what I mean. Then go through each one of the accounts. It's going to talk about, there's going to be a list of jobs you've had, of car payments you've made payments on, maybe paid off years ago. There's going to be every credit. If you have credit cards, they're going to be all listed. If all of your financial life is going to be there. If you see something that's not correct, you need to take steps to correct it. And you do that by either contacting the business itself or the credit report people. If you have a deeper problem, go to the Federal Trade Commission website, and they have an outline on how to dispute something that's on your credit report. And that can be very handy if you find something that's stuck, that doesn't belong to you, that's not easily cleared up. Once you have done that, then you can figure out what your credit score is. I know there's some quick places, Credit Karma, there's some other places that you can get a credit score. Most of those places are lagging several months behind actual data. They're okay to give you an idea, but they're not as up to date as what a mortgage lender is going to look at. So just know that for sure. All right. Now, occasionally people ask me, are there companies out there, legitimate companies out there that can help you repair your credit? I am very, very wary of any of those companies. I know there's probably some nonprofits out there that can be helpful. Here's a few tips if you just want to work on your credit on your own. If you don't have huge problems, you've just been sloppy with your finances, then these tips can help. All right. A score of 580 and up gets you in the ballpark of beginning to talk about a home loan. Really, lenders want to see credit scores over 620. The higher you are, the more happy they're going to be, and the better interest rates you're going to get. So use some of these tips to help boost your score before you go make that first call to a lender. Tip number 1, set up auto payments, and make sure that you're making every payment to your electric company, to your cable people, whoever you have auto payment to. Set it up. Make sure you are never, never, never late. Tip number 2, pay down any credit card balances. Any balances you have for a car, any kind of credit, go ahead and pay that balance down as you move along. Having a little more credit to spend actually helps your credit score. It doesn't make any sense at all, but that's the way it works. If you do pay down a balance, never, 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 never close the account. The credit score really likes a long history. So if you close an account that you've had for several years, your credit is going to take a little dip. It won't last long, but gee, why even cause it? Just pay down and leave it open. Tip number 3, occasionally it's appropriate to get some sort of account going that I would call it a credit builder kind of account. Go to a local bank. Maybe if you have an account at a credit union, they would be helpful. Take out a small sum, arrange to pay it back for 6 months, put that small sum in a savings account, and then make those payments. And it just makes your credit look so much better. You borrowed this money and you paid it off. By the same token, if you get a small credit limit credit card, and then buy gas with it, buy groceries with it within a budget, so that you can pay it off every month, every month, every month. And I'd go ahead and pay it a little bit early so that you're never late. There are people who will tell you there's an algorithm that companies use, and the quicker in the month that you pay something off, even before you've gotten the statement in the mail or by email, if you pay that off before that, it's a good thing. One other reminder, just leave those old accounts open. If you have a credit card, just leave it open. You don't have to use it. Nothing. You do want to make sure that your credit information is secure. So pay attention to potential fraud out there. And then if you are getting ready to apply for a mortgage, don't get any other new credits. Don't go to a department store and apply for their card. Don't take anybody up on their offer of a new account, because that's going to be a pull on your credit report, and they're going to, that can affect your score on a day-to-day basis. So just steady and solid, and make those payments on time everywhere, and your credit score will begin to really climb. One of the last things is if you can get your rent payments to count towards, something on your credit report, that's a great thing. Go to a company, it's called Rent Track or Pay My Rent. I think you can Google both of those, and hopefully the plan is that your rent payments that you're paying your landlord right now would count on your credit report and show that good history of steady payment over time. That's what they're looking for. Can you borrow money? Can you pay it back in a responsible, normal manner, and then do it all over again? Credit people love that. Okay, the last thing is not really a credit reporting tip, but it goes with what our next video is going to be about, and that is how to apply for a mortgage. And what do you need to know about a mortgage? Well, the first thing you need to know is the lender's going to need some financial documents from you. So he's going to want to see your tax returns for the last couple of years. He's going to want to see pay stubs in whatever form they come in. He's going to want to have a look at bank accounts, what you have in savings, what you have available, what your income is, and what your outgo is. That's called a debt to income ratio, and it is very, very important to the process. So start gathering that paperwork up. Make sure that you have the most current tax returns for 2 years, and get that all ready. And then if you have enjoyed this and you want to learn more, wait for the next video to come up. That'll be on the mortgage process and what kind of loans are out there. And as always, thanks for stopping in, and be sure and subscribe in the whichever corner. I think it's this corner. Subscribe, because I love to see you every week.